The Forgotten Frontier. The vast emptiness of space stretched before Commander Raven Martinez like an infinite canvas of darkness and possibility. Her fingers traced the holographic display of star charts, mapping out humanity's most recent diplomatic failures. Another rejection from the Galactic Council. Another dismissal of Earth's potential. Planetary Defense Headquarters hummed with a quiet tension. The walls seemed to absorb the collective frustration of humanity's most brilliant minds. Martine stood alone in the strategy room, her reflection partially visible in the transparent data screens, a woman who refused to accept the limitations others had placed on her species. "They don't see us," she muttered to herself, reviewing the latest communication from the Cronian Empire. The message was dripping with condescension, treating humanity like children playing at interstellar diplomacy. Admiral Henrik Novak entered the room, his weathered face a map of decades of space exploration and political maneuvering. "Another rejection," he said, not asking but stating a fact. Raven turned, her dark eyes reflecting a fire that had become her trademark. "We're more than they realize. We just need to show them." The Cronian Empire had dominated galactic politics for centuries. Their technology was generations ahead of human capabilities, or so they claimed. They saw Earth as a primitive world, barely worthy of acknowledgement. Trade restrictions, technological embargoes, and diplomatic roadblocks had become the standard treatment for humanity. But Martinez had a plan, a dangerous, audacious plan that would require everything humanity could muster. "We're building something," she said, pulling up a classified schematic that made no sense to anyone but her and a select few engineers. "Something they won't expect." Novak raised an eyebrow. "The Horizon Project." A small smile crossed Martinez's lips. The Horizon wasn't just a starship, it was a statement. A declaration that humanity would not be relegated to the footnotes of galactic history. Dr. Marcus Holloway, the project's lead engineer, had discovered something revolutionary. A quantum drive technology that could compress space-time in ways the Cronians had never imagined. It wasn't just about speed. It was about rewriting the fundamental rules of interstellar travel. "They think we're weak," Martines continued, her fingers dancing across the holographic interface. "They believe our limited resources and relatively young space program make us irrelevant. But weakness can be the most powerful disguise." The strategy was elegant in its simplicity. Build a ship that looked ordinary, almost primitive by Cronian standards. Make it appear vulnerable. And then, when the moment was right, reveal the true depth of human innovation. The Galactic Council's next military showcase would be their opportunity. The Cronians always used these events to demonstrate technological superiority, to remind younger species of their place in the cosmic hierarchy. This time, they would be in for a surprise. "Prepare the Horizon," Martinez commanded. "We're going to change everything." Outside the windows of Planetary Defense Headquarters, Earth continued its daily rhythm, unaware that a small group of visionaries was about to challenge the very foundations of interstellar politics. The Forgotten Frontier was about to become something entirely unexpected. Shadows of innovation. The hidden research facility beneath the Andes Mountains pulsed with a quiet intensity. Massive cooling systems hummed, dissipating heat from experiments that pushed the boundaries of known physics. Dr. Marcus Holloway moved between holographic displays, his hands tracing intricate quantum equations that danced like living circuits. "Quantum entanglement isn't just about communication," he muttered to himself. "It's about redefining spatial constraints." The Horizon Project was more than a starship. It was humanity's most ambitious technological leap, a vessel that could potentially revolutionize space travel. What made it extraordinary wasn't its exterior, which was deliberately designed to look unremarkable, but its quantum core, a breakthrough that could compress space-time in ways previously thought impossible. Lieutenant Aria Rodriguez, the project's lead systems analyst, studied the latest simulation results. Her fingers flew across multiple holographic interfaces, running complex computational models. "The quantum resonance is holding stable," she reported, her voice a mix of excitement and professional restraint. Holloway nodded, his eyes never leaving the intricate data streams. The quantum core was unlike anything in current galactic technology. Where other species relied on massive energy generators and conventional propulsion systems, this core could generate power by essentially borrowing energy from quantum fluctuations in spacetime itself. We're not just building a ship, Holloway explained to Rodriguez. We're creating a mathematical argument against technological superiority. The facility was a testament to human determination. Every component had been designed with meticulous care. The ship's exterior was deliberately crafted to appear outdated, with rough welding points and seemingly inefficient energy conduits. But beneath this facade lay technology that would make the Cronian Empire's most advanced ships look like primitive constructs. Commander Martinez periodically visited the facility, her strategic mind constantly refining their approach. The plan was intricate. They would attend the Galactic Council's military showcase, appearing as a humble, almost insignificant participant. The Cronians would expect to demonstrate their technological superiority, unaware that the seemingly weak human vessel carried a quantum revolution. The shields are the real marvel, Rodriguez pointed out, pulling up a holographic model of the Horizon's defensive systems. They don't just block energy. They absorb and redistribute it. A weapon fired at us becomes additional power for our own systems. Holloway chuckled. Imagine their surprise when their most powerful attacks only make us stronger. The quantum core had another remarkable feature. It was adaptive. With each use, it would learn, optimize, and become more efficient. What started as a theoretical breakthrough was becoming a living, evolving technology. We're creating more than a weapon, Holloway said, his voice taking on a philosophical tone. We're creating a statement about human potential. Outside the facility, the world continued its daily routine. Politicians argued, economies fluctuated, but here, deep beneath the mountains, a small team was preparing to change the course of human history. The Arcturus Gambit. The Horizon emerged from its protective hangar, looking like a worn-out cargo vessel that had seen better days. Scorch marks decorated its hull, and its external configuration seemed almost random, precisely the appearance they wanted the Cronian Empire to see. Captain Daniel Rice stood on the bridge, his hand steady on the control interface. Unlike the ship's exterior, the bridge was a marvel of understated technology. Holographic displays flickered with data streams that would be incomprehensible to any outside observer. Final system checks, he called out to his crew. Each member had been meticulously selected, not just for their technical expertise, but for their ability to maintain the most critical mission parameter, appearing completely ordinary. Lieutenant Kira Nakamura, the ship's chief navigation officer, ran her fingers over the quantum navigation system. To any external scan, it would look like a standard navigation computer. In reality, it could calculate interdimensional trajectories that would make Cronian navigators weep. Approaching Arcturus jump point, Nakamura announced. The star system was neutral ground, chosen by the Cronian Empire for their annual military showcase, an event designed to demonstrate technological superiority and remind younger species of their place in the galactic hierarchy. A Cronian escort ship approached, its massive hull dwarfing the horizon. Captain Rice could hear the barely concealed contempt in the communication channel. Earth vessel, maintain standard approach vector. The Cronian communication officer droned. Prepare for inspection and escort to the showcase coordinates. Rice exchanged a knowing glance with Dr. Helena Torres, the ship's quantum systems specialist. Their entire mission was built on a simple principle: let the Cronians believe exactly what they wanted to believe. The escort ship ran multiple scans. To their sensors, the Horizon appeared to be struggling. Its power signatures were weak, its shield systems barely functional. The quantum core remained perfectly hidden, its energy signature deliberately masked to appear like an outdated fusion reactor. Power levels at 12%, Nakamura reported, her voice steady. External systems showing minimal efficiency. It was all an elaborate performance. The horizon could generate enough power to light up an entire planetary grid, but right now it was playing the part of a struggling human vessel. As they approached the showcase venue, a massive space station orbiting a blue-white star, the tension on the bridge was palpable. Hundreds of ships from various species were gathering. The Cronian Empire would use this opportunity to demonstrate their technological might, to remind everyone of the pecking order in galactic politics. They had no idea what was coming. Dr. Torres leaned close to Reyes. The quantum core is at 98% adaptive capacity. Each moment we maintain this facade, it's learning, improving. The showcase was more than a military demonstration. It was a political theater where species were ranked, judged, and often dismissed. Humanity had been at the bottom of this hierarchy for decades, perpetually seen as too young, too primitive to be taken seriously. "They want a show," Captain Reyes muttered. "We're going to give them one they'll never forget." As the horizon was guided into its designated position, surrounded by massive and intimidating Cronian warships, it looked like nothing more than a small, insignificant vessel, a mouse among lions. But sometimes, the smallest creature can change everything, turning the tide. The Arcturus military showcase was a spectacle of galactic proportions. Massive warships from various species lined up in a carefully choreographed display of technological might. The Cronian Empire's vessels dominated the scene, sleek, massive constructs that seemed to pulse with advanced energy signatures. Captain Daniel Reyes watched from the horizon's bridge as the preliminary demonstrations began. Cronian admirals strutted between holographic displays, their translucent exoskeletons reflecting the station's artificial lighting. Each presentation was a calculated display of superiority, designed to remind the assembled species of their place in the galactic hierarchy. Scanning protocols initiated. Lieutenant Nakamura reported quietly. Her fingers moved with surgical precision across the control interface, running multiple concurrent systems that appeared completely mundane to external sensors. Dr. Helena Torres leaned in, her voice a near whisper. "The quantum core is at 99.8% adaptive capacity. Any provocation will trigger our response." The moment came during the weapons demonstration. A senior Cronian admiral, Commander Vexnar, approached the horizon, his mandibles clicking with barely concealed contempt. The massive holographic display behind him showed a series of weapon tests, each more destructive than the last. Perhaps Vexnar's translation device rendered his words with clinical precision. The Earth vessel would like to demonstrate its so-called defensive capabilities. It was a challenge, a public humiliation designed to showcase human weakness. Captain Reyes allowed himself the smallest of smiles. "We accept," he responded, his voice calm and steady. The Cronian weapon test was designed to be overwhelming. A concentrated energy burst capable of obliterating small moons was targeted directly at the horizon. Standard sensors showed the human vessel's shields as laughably inadequate, a thin membrane of energy that would surely collapse under the first strike. What happened next would be remembered in galactic history. The energy burst struck the horizon. For a millisecond, it appeared as though the ship would be completely vaporized. The assembled species leaned forward, expecting to witness the complete destruction of the human vessel. Instead, something extraordinary occurred. The energy didn't just dissipate, it was absorbed, transformed. The horizon's quantum shields didn't just protect the ship. They converted the massive destructive force into pure energy, routing it through the ship's quantum core. The ship's exterior remained seemingly unchanged. But internal sensors showed something impossible. The horizon was now generating 500% more power than before the attack. Commander Vexnar's mandibles stopped clicking. The entire showcase hall went silent. Lieutenant Nakamura's voice cut through the silence. Quantum core stability at maximum. Energy conversion complete. Dr. Torres turned to Captain Reyes. "They have no idea what just happened." The horizon hadn't just survived. It had demonstrated a technological breakthrough that defied everything the assembled species understood about energy manipulation. A small human vessel had just turned a weapon of mass destruction into a source of power. In that moment, everything changed. The galactic hierarchy that had existed for centuries began to crack. Humanity was no longer at the bottom. They were something entirely unexpected. Resonance of hope. The aftermath of the Arcturus showcase reverberated through galactic communication networks faster than light itself. What had begun as a routine demonstration of technological superiority had transformed into a moment that would redefine interspecies dynamics. In the private chambers of the Galactic Council, heated debates erupted. The Cronian Empire, once deemed untouchable, found themselves facing unprecedented questions. How could a species they had consistently marginalized produce such revolutionary technology? Captain Daniel Reyes and his crew of the Horizon were immediately called for a comprehensive debriefing. What they had demonstrated wasn't just a technological achievement. It was a fundamental shift in understanding energy manipulation and defensive capabilities. Commander Raven Martinez watched the proceedings from Earth's diplomatic center, a subtle smile playing on her lips. The plan had worked perfectly. Not to humiliate the Cronians, but to challenge their preconceptions about humanity. This isn't about superiority, Dr. Helena Torres explained during the subsequent interviews. It's about potential, about understanding that innovation can come from anywhere. The quantum core technology of the Horizon became an instant point of fascination. Scientific delegations from multiple species requested detailed studies, but the human team remained strategic. They would share knowledge, but not surrender their technological advantage. Lieutenant Kira Nakamura found herself at the center of multiple diplomatic discussions. Her ability to explain the complex quantum adaptive systems in clear, accessible language became a critical bridge between human innovation and galactic understanding. Back on Earth, the reaction was a mix of pride and cautious excitement. Years of being treated as a marginal species had created a collective determination. This wasn't just a technological breakthrough. It was a statement of human capability. We're not looking to replace the existing power structures, Commander Martinez stated in a pivotal press conference. We're offering a new perspective, a collaborative approach to technological advancement. The Cronian Empire's initial response was telling. They oscillated between denial, anger, and a grudging respect. Their entire political and technological hierarchy had been challenged by a single ship that looked, from the outside, completely unremarkable. Dr. Marcus Holloway, watching from the research facility, understood the deeper implications. It was never about the technology, he told his team. It was about challenging the narrative of limitation. The Horizon became more than a ship. It became a symbol of human potential. A reminder that true innovation often comes from unexpected places, from species willing to think beyond established paradigms. As diplomatic communications continued and scientific exchanges began, one thing became clear. Humanity had permanently altered the galactic conversation. No longer would they be dismissed or marginalized. The resonance of hope spread across star systems, carried by the story of a single ship that had changed everything.